tale of some man and woman in a garden being beguiled by a snake. There was a plan to restore humanity back with its creator. And it didn't take man's evilness and wickedness and sin for this to be instituted. The story of sin is nothing more than your story of delusion. It's quite alarming that we don't see it. It's quite alarming that we say that Jesus Christ was the symbol of the ideal man. We say that Jesus was the picture of everything that all of us were designed to be and have the opportunity to operate as on the daily. And rather than us follow, as we say, the example of the one who was set to symbolize who and what we are in every aspect of the picture, there is no piece, there is no part of the story of the lifeline of Jesus that does not apply to you. You were designed to walk around and do miracles. You were designed to heal the sick, to raise the dead. You were designed to tread upon serpents. You were designed to live above the illusions and the temptations of the wicked and evil nature that you have been equipped with. Your carnal mind, Jesus had one. He was said to be led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted for 40 days. What is the Spirit? The Spirit is something that is invisible. The Spirit is something that is said to be within us. The Spirit is something that drives us to operate in a way that we cannot consciously explain. And so there was a part of Jesus that drove him into the wilderness where he was then tempted by the accuser. Was there another party in the wilderness? Or was it the same accuser that's always bothering with you? The one that you entertain, the one that you allow sometimes to speak ill intent and negative on your name and get you to partner with it and strive to make it right. Can we look for a second at the definition of Satan in the metaphysical dictionary, please? Can we put this to bed once and for all? Can we identify who the enemy is that we've been running from, really running to? Because we haven't identified the true enemy, the true opposer, the true accuser. We have this fantasy that we rather partner with because it's easier to partner with the lie than to live accountable to the truth. Let's look at it. Satan, liar, in wait, an adversary, an enemy, hater, accuser, opposer, contradictor, the same as the devil, the same as the adversary, the same as the evil one. The metaphysical dictionary defines Satan as the deceiving phase of mind in man that has fixed ideas in opposition to truth. Satan assumes various forms in man's consciousness, among which may be mentioned egotism, a puffing up of the personality, and the opposite of this, self-deprecation, which admits the accuser into the consciousness. This accuser makes man believe that he is inherently evil. Satan is the devil, a state of mind formed by man's personal ideas of his power and his completeness and sufficiency apart from God. Pause. Every single compromise that you have ever made was nothing more than a bargain with the devil. You've been thinking that the opposition, the accuser, the hater was on the outside of you. You've been checking other people for it. But peep game. Remember in the narrative of the lifeline of Jesus Christ, when he is telling the disciples that he will go to the cross and he will be crucified and he will be buried, but he will be resurrected. Remember, Peter opposed to this. No, my brother. I shall chop the ear off of anybody that run up on you. Whatever he said. And Jesus says to Peter, "Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, the the formed state of mind of man's personal ideas of his own power and completeness and sufficiency apart from God. See, the vision to take the flesh and carnal mind to the cross came from God. But Peter, in his attempt or his proclamation to stop it, came from the state of mind that man has formed for himself and herself, that allows for them to think that they know what needs to be done and should be done in a given moment, apart from their relationship and connection with Source. Did you meditate and pray before you went and got the job, instead of focusing on opening your business that you had always seen within yourself since you were a child? Or was that decision made from the mentality, the state of mind that was formed where you thought that you had a power and a knowledge and a completeness and a sufficiency apart from the Source that sustains all? You went to church and dedicated yourself to a denomination of a religious sect that taught that God was not a respecter of persons, but had a favored collective group within the collective, which would mean he was a liar from the beginning, or would mean that the religious sect promoting this silly idea would be liars. That's where my vote goes, if we vote. You did not go and dedicate yourself to the church on the corner and serve and gossip after over refreshments because God told you to not forsake the assembly. You read that in a book that was written by men, and you thinking that you could follow that book close enough to get into heaven also was a satanic thought. It derived from the state of mind formed by men's personal ideas of his power and completeness and sufficiency apart from God. If you go and read the word and you apply the word to your life, then you have saved yourself and you have found yourself sufficient and powerful apart from God. And I wonder how you did that when God is the only power and sustaining energy that there is. This is why it's crazy for us to try to put a handle on it, to try to say that there's a condition on it. Because if you're breathing, God has clearly extended to you life, which is love.